Hi everybody, it's Tricia here at the Club Scrap Studios, and I wanted to show you how to make this amazing card, and it's really easy. Let's take a look at the card. Here's the front, has a nice greeting on it, and on the inside, voila! I love it, call it the Jumpin Leaves Card. It's so much fun, and I know it looks really hard and really complicated, but I've worked out a few things to make this card a little easier. So let's just walk it through step by step. We're going to start with the score it board, and I have a sheet of 4 1/4 by 11 paper in here. That's half of an 8 1/2 by 11, and I'm going to score every 1 3/8 inches, and I'm going to flip the paper every time I score. So that line is at 1 3/8. I'll flip the paper over, bring that score line to 1 3/8, and score, flip, measure, score, flip, measure, score. So every 1 3/8. Now 1 3/8 is halfway between 1 1/4 and 1 1/2. So in order to do this project, you have to know where your eighths land. Once you've scored down the entire sheet, you'll switch to your paper trimmer. And the reason we're doing this now is because we only had to score once. And another tough measurement for you, if you're not familiar with measuring, it's 2 1/8. I'm cutting this paper vertically at 2 1/8. Once I have that done, I'll set the trimmer aside, and I'm going to get out my stamp. Now, from the club stamp sheet, there is a set of leaves. So I'm taking one of the leaves from the bottom of the set. I just simply cut it apart, and it came off no problem. And what I'm going to do is stamp it so that the tip of the leaf lands at the top of the paper. And I'm going to stamp within those scored areas all the way on down the line until I reach the end of the sheet. Once I've done this one, I'll repeat it for the second one. Okay, once you have all those panels stamped, we need a ruler and a craft knife, and I'm going to place the ruler over the bottom or the stemmed area at 1 inch. So I have my inch line lined up with the edge of my paper. Put firm pressure on the ruler using a sharp craft knife, and I'm cutting a horizontal line starting and stopping in between the stamped leaves. So do not cut the leaves, just cut in between the leaves. Once you've finished this piece, repeat the same action on the other strip. Now that you have all of your little slits, again, they're not along the leaf, just beside each leaf, use the craft knife or a scissors. I feel comfortable with the craft knife. You may not feel as comfortable. Then just go on down the line. I'm cutting the top portion of the leaf, starting at my horizontal line and going all the way to the leaf tip. Just from the line to the tip on each side. As you do that, these little pieces will fall out, and you'll have just the leaf and then a 1 inch strip across the bottom. Repeat that for the other half. Next, I'll protect my work surface with some paper and flip these over to the plain side. And with my same leaf image that I used earlier, I'll line up the point of the leaf with the cut point that I made just a second ago, and I'm stamping the back side of my strip with the leaf. And you do that on both strips. That's going to really give us a nice looking finished project. Now if you wanted to, you could go ahead and color the leaves, but I just wanted this card to be simple for us. So the next step will be to make a mark. On the first fold line, I'm just going to take a pen and I'm just going to mark it. Then I'm going to skip and go to the next one. Skip this score line, go to the next one. I'm making a little mark from the bottom edge. Now, on the other piece, I'm going to mark the same spots, the first fold or score, the third one, but I'm marking it from the top edge. This is just going to give me a little guideline for a little slit that I need to make. Going back down now, starting at the bottom, I'm going to take my craft knife at the marked spot and go halfway up. So that's going to be about 1/2 inch. Halfway up, halfway up. Now you don't have to make those marks. The marks just help you kind of keep track of where you're at. Then on the other strip, where I've made the marks on the top of the strip, I'm going to cut about 1/2 inch down from the top edge. Once all those cuts are made, I'm going to be nesting these two pieces of paper together by inserting the piece with the top slit into the bottom slit, like so. It just slides right in there. And then the paper kind of crosses over on the next one. Slide it in, Go down on the next one, slide it in, and finally the last one. Okay, so now I have 2 stacked, fully nested leaves. This is the really fun part. I'm going to start down at the bottom here, and I'm going to pull out on that score line in between the pair of leaves that I have here. Just pull out, and look at that, it's flattened. Then all you need to do is take some adhesive, and I used a ATG. You could use bookbinding glue. I would think it would need to be a nice, strong 2-way adhesive. I have it on both leaves, and then all you simply need to do is attach it to the inside fold of a card. I even went ahead and allowed a little bit of an 1/8 inch spine on this card. Once it was in on one side and I closed it down, I opened the other end and attached the other side the same way. And so every time the card opens, you got your Jumpin' Leaves. I hope you give this one a try. It's really a lot of fun.